Welcome back to Cosmic Kickback, the galaxy's favorite talk show. I, of course, am your host, Josh. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick.
Hello.
And we're here for a very special advice episode. I'm very excited to get into some of these questions. Nick, were these submitted directly to us, or what are we doing?
Yeah, they were submitted. No, they were not. Last time we did this, it was for Valentine's Day. We did relationship advice.
We did.
Those were submitted on our subreddit. But these ones, we scrolled through the life advice subreddit for people that are just generally looking for life advice because, you know, we feel most qualified.
Oh, yeah. We definitely have the best
movie podcast hosts.
I'm 22. You're 21. We definitely are.
I'm 22.
Oh, you're 20.
I just turned 22.
You just turned 22. Holy shit, you're
It's
right.
this
My
month.
bad, Nick. Oh, my God. I just forgot.
I'm part
it
of
was
the club,
literally
bro.
days ago.
Yeah, it was.
Holy
We've
shit.
been filming like crazy.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
can
my
understand.
God.
Days going by.
Shout out, Nick. 22 finally.
Yeah.
We're two 22-year-olds. It's the perfect. It's just who you'd want advice from, you know, life advice. Like who better to get it from?
I don't feel like I'm qualified, but you know what?
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Do you have something you want to start off, or do you want me to use one of mine?
Yeah, so I got.
Okay, let's go.
I'll start off with one of mine.
Oh, let's go.
Let's
I'm
start
excited
off
for
with
this.
the first part of my life advice. So this is actually kind of relevant to us.
Okay.
So we have a user by the name of Wave221, and he says he's starting a podcast, and he has any tips that you wish you knew. Hi, everybody. I've been thinking about starting a podcast about education with things like tips, best practices, rants, and stuff like that. And for those that already have their podcast up and running with listeners, what are some things that you wish you knew when you were starting out? What are some noob mistakes to avoid? And where did you find your best success in growing listeners? Thanks for your help.
Wow.
So this is pretty relevant to us.
It is. This actually probably is out of every question we probably have, this might be the one that we are most qualified.
The most relevant.
The most qualified to give advice
Yeah.
on.
You know what? Yeah, that's true. So we've been doing this probably since like March 2019.
Was it March?
Yeah, I think that's when we
Damn.
posted our first episode. So we're coming up on 3 or 4 years.
I will say, I think
the podcast.
the first year we weren't very consistent. It was
Yeah.
kind of like more so like, okay, yeah, we'll do it every now and then when we have time. But we had time. We just weren't very
Proactive.
Yeah, pretty much. My advice, just right off the bat,
Okay.
before I forget, is I think, and this goes for pretty much anything creative that you want, if you want to put out some kind of
Mhm.
content, I think that one of the, probably maybe the most important thing is consistency.
Yes.
I think that it's got to be the number one thing, because if you are only posting every now and then, especially for a podcast is something that the majority of all podcasts are released either weekly or bi-weekly, unless it's like a one-time limited podcast by people that are already successful in some other area, you know? So a podcast, I'd say you have to be consistent. One more thing of advice I can think of is I would say start off with audio only,
Yeah.
because we jumped right into video from the beginning, and
Yeah. I don't even know why we did that.
I don't know
It was a
either.
podcast. Like,
Yeah,
it's kind of turned into a talk show now. Like we got a set, we got mics, and it's
Yeah,
more
exactly.
like we're like the face of it. But when we
Yeah.
started it, it wasn't even called Cosmic Kickback. It was called just a
we
podcast.
didn't know what to call it.
Didn't even have a fucking
just
name.
a podcast.
Yeah. But I don't know. I would say I agree with your points. Consistency
Mhm.
and making it audio only would make the workflow so much easier.
It definitely would.
And you know, maybe that's our mistake for, you know, doing straight video, just jumping into the podcast. But I think in our special case, it kind of benefited us because I'd never did a podcast before. I only listened to them. Josh, I don't know if he listened to them.
Mm-hmm.
But we never done it before. And I think that when you kind of just throw yourself into situations where you don't know what you're doing but you are eager to learn, that's when you kind of just are like, okay, I need to sit down and figure this out. And now we're like past like
Now we
50
got
episodes.
2.5 million listeners.
Yeah, I know. Sitting pretty in Beverly Hills.
Oh man, you got to look out. You got to see the view I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
the
right
view
now.
is crazy if you're just listening. No, but back to what I'm saying. If you just kind of put yourself in that situation and you really want to like have a podcast, then you'll figure it out, because I didn't know shit about audio, and there's multiple times Josh can vouch where we've not hit record. Some files will get corrupted. Some dude's mic is off. and it's a fuck show, man.
I think one of the funniest there's a hidden episode that we've never
Hidden
released.
episode. Yeah,
it is.
y'all never heard it.
It's the
That's why.
lost episode. I think it was up very briefly before I was informed that someone's mic was off for
Yes.
the entirety of the episode. So it was taken down immediately. And our friend Jaden, who if you guys have listened to this before, he's been on the show before.
He's been on the show.
Yeah.
Good friend.
Jaden, we wanted to do this episode. So I had an idea, and it was kind of like an interview series, but it was deeper than just like, it was supposed to be a deeper idea
Yeah.
instead of just interviewing someone. It was supposed to be like inside the mind of
Yeah.
whoever. And I wanted to eventually get this to interview. It's kind of like, I guess, like it's like an interview show, but there's like a twist where it's a little bit deeper meaning.
Yeah,
type
you had some
stuff.
good like psychology questions.
He's
and
pretty
shit.
much, yeah. And so it was like it's kind of like a psychoanalyst thing. It was
Mhm.
kind of like that. And we had Jaden on, and this dude, I don't know how it happened, but somehow or another, the mic was not recording.
No.
Me and Nick's, our mics are on.
Yes.
Jaden's was off. So and this episode was like maybe an hour.
Yeah, it was actually pretty long.
Yeah, and the whole thing, it's just no audio from Jaden.
Yeah, it's literally us asking him questions, and then
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. So then like,
Even less than that.
yeah.
You could barely hear this
Yeah, you
guy.
he was not mic'd up.
It was bad. We could probably redo that by now.
Yeah, it's been like a year or two.
Oh, it's been
we
over
shot
a
that in
year.
2019 or 20.
I think we shot
Early
that early
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
That's when we had the. That's when the set was downstairs.
Yeah, we had a different set. We were
Yeah.
filming on. We had different mics. I
Mhm.
was even recording on a different like
Software.
Yeah, software and computer.
Mm-hmm.
But we've since upgraded. So
Yeah.
like I think all the gear that we're using is different,
I
except
think
for the
so.
lights. Maybe that's the only thing that's
The lights,
stayed.
yeah.
The lights.
About equipment for advice for a podcast, I would say you don't need to start with the best. Get what you can.
Yeah.
That's why I said also audio might be best to start off with because not everyone has a camera.
Yeah.
Nick was he liked making YouTube videos already. He had some vlogs up on his channel.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick already had some equipment. So I guess that's why we did it. But
yeah,
if
I just felt the need.
yeah, but most people don't have that stuff. So honestly, you could probably go on Amazon, and I know they have these mics that kind of plug into your iPhone.
Yeah.
And you could probably record it just from your phone.
Yeah.
And I think that might be the easiest way for like someone just starting. Also, I would say for your podcast, come up with a title for it and make sure the title is relevant to what you are going to be discussing. If you want to do like a crime podcast or a movie podcast like we did, or like a comedy podcast.
Yeah, pick like a relevant name that's in like the genre.
Yeah.
Like if you want to discuss, like you said, crime or
sports.
Like ours is like movie based.
Mhm.
And I would also say try to make it like unique. You know, don't call it
Yeah.
like the Round Table Pod or like
Yeah,
the
try
Boys
and, try and
Pod.
think of something that there's nothing else out there like that.
Yeah, because that will help like substantially.
That
with,
will.
Like, and this is more like kind of into Google stuff. When people look up
Mhm.
your podcast name, like we were fortunate enough for the genius of Joshua Fowler to come up with Cosmic Kickback, because there's nothing out there ever called that.
If you look that up, there's nothing else under that.
we're the only thing that comes up. So
Yeah.
that's also like a really big thing. But you
Yeah,
know,
that's-
like
that's a great thing.
don't overthink the name. Like we didn't fucking think about a name
we
until
just
like
threw up just the podcast for like the first 5 episodes.
yeah, you
and
can
then-
always rebrand.
Yeah,
So
and then
don't think
we-
that you have a name and you have to stick with it.
Yeah, we actually had a like a vote on our Twitter. back
Yeah, and then
when
we even had
changed it.
people vote.
Yeah, we had people vote. We actually had like at least 10 voters
Yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that.
it was very small, but still.
It was small, but we stuck with that, and I think it was close. I think that it was decided was like maybe off of 1 or 2 votes.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
What was the other one? The other
I wanted to
almost
call
title?
it Oddly Chill.
Oh
I
yeah,
think, and
oddly
then Josh
chill.
or not Josh. Jaden, he
had an
gave us
idea.
another idea, and he wanted to call it like the solar panel.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
remember that.
because
Honestly, that's not bad.
that's a cool name.
That's
yeah.
not that
I
bad.
told him, I was like, maybe we can save that if we do something down the line, and
Hey, let's
maybe
keep,
we will.
keep it in the notes. Keep it in
Keep
the
it
notes.
in the notes. Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah, I think that's all I got for this advice on this
yeah,
podcast.
don't stress too much about equipment, man. Because
just do it.
yeah, just if you want to start the podcast, just do it. Because like us, you're gonna have some you're gonna have some stinker episodes. You're gonna have some lessons to learn. But failure is the best teacher. And I think
it definitely is.
without doing it the way we would, I honestly wouldn't change anything.
I wouldn't either.
I think it worked out perfectly, And yeah, I think that's all I got to say on the podcast. Just
I
start it,
agree.
man.
Yeah,
Start the podcast.
just go out there and do it.
Oh, and also look up anchor.com.
Oh,
If
yes.
you want to get your podcast anywhere, like before, I think we just had it on YouTube, which
Yeah.
really like stunted our growth. And we found this platform called Anchor where you pretty much make an account, you upload the audio to this website, and it pretty much distributes the podcast everywhere for you, wherever podcasts are listened.
It
listen
sends it
to.
everywhere.
Yeah, it makes you a profile like on Spotify, on Apple, on Google, like Radio Public, like some podcast formats I didn't even like
It's
hear
on like
about.
Breaker. It's on Google.
Yeah.
It's on Anchor. It's
Fucking-
itself has its own podcast. So
Yeah.
we're
So-
literally probably on like 8 to 10 platforms out there for the audio only thing. So Anchor
Yeah.
for sure. Do
Yeah.
that. That's actually a must.
Look up Anchor, yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't even like find that ourselves. A friend of ours told us like, you know, I would watch your podcast more if it was like available like widely, like because he actually likes to listen to podcasts.
Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah.
I've never really watched a podcast. I know
No,
some of
maybe
them
in
have,
the background.
Yeah, I
like,
think
I'll
some
throw
of them
it
have interesting studios.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
mean,
them
now
are-
we do. So,
Yeah,
like,
finally. But
time.
yeah, for sure. Check out Anchor.
Yeah.
It'll get you on Spotify. It'll get you on Apple Podcasts. Everything you can think.
it'll
of.
really help you grow.
It will. It really,
It really
will.
will.
And
All
then make sure you promote your episodes.
Oh yeah, promotion. Make like an IG page. Just
Yeah.
tell people about it. Word of mouth is a big thing.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, because when we told our friends, like they were really intrigued about it, and now they're listeners. You know?
They've helped out a lot.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Next question.
do you want to do yours? Do you want me to throw one in?
Oh, go one of yours. That was one of mine.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So, this one is just titled "Isn't Turning Out as Expected."
Okay.
Okay.
This is also from the life advice.
Yeah, this is from advice. This is
Okay.
from user. They deleted their account.
Oh
So
shit.
deleted,
That
so we don't know.
doesn't seem-
I hope everything's doing okay.
Yeah, I hope
for
he's
them.
good.
Yeah. It says, "What do I do? I have recently met my girlfriend in person, and I lost attraction and feelings towards her.
Ooh.
I expressed that she was manipulative and inconsiderate. This trip was a disaster that I paid for, and with the promise that she'd help by paying back half. She then used that money as a way to get something for her. And when I told her I was sick of that, she said she's suddenly pregnant. When I want to get out of the relationship, and convinced that I'm ending the relationship because that even though, okay, I'm sorry, this guy wrote it kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I'm ending this relationship because of that, even though I've expressed this plenty of times ahead of the situation. I don't love her, and she drains me of all that I am. Living with her would break me. I will take all responsibility and consequences, minus maintaining a romantic relationship with her. Am I wrong for this?" He also added a little update.
Oh.
I guess that was his first thing, and he updated it a little
Okay.
later on. He said, "By the way, since all of this has happened, she has now leaked my address, my number, my
Bro.
email, and is threatening to post adult videos of us and my financial information. I have froze all accounts, and I'm getting new cards. What do I do, please?"
Bro, this bitch crazy, bro. I was actually had something prepared for that first part. I was like, okay, it sounds like you're just in a toxic relationship. Let's address the first part. The second part. Okay, so before this dude gave his update, it seems like you're not in the wrong if you're with somebody and you don't want to be with them. I feel like in relationships, both people kind of have to contribute to making each other happy, but if one person isn't, and you feel like you should walk away, you don't feel like you're trapped. Unless it's some very unique situation, you can walk away and not be the bad guy. Like, yeah, you might seem like an asshole at first, just saying like, yeah, I don't got feelings anymore. But if I was him,
I mean, it sounds like that's what he did, and it sounds like she just flipped shit.
yeah, it sounds, I mean, from what you were saying, it sounds like he flew over to meet her and they
Yeah, I
agreed
guess-
upon to split the price of him.
I
going
guess
over
they
there.
were dating online, and they
Yeah.
were meeting in person for
Oh,
the
that's
first
never
time.
good, man.
And then they realized it doesn't work in person, or at least he
Yeah.
did.
Or she was busted. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
He would have said that.
I'm sure they've seen photos of each other
Yeah.
online.
I don't want to say that online relationships don't work. I mean, PewDiePie, the YouTuber, he met his now wife through online forums or whatever.
Yeah.
I
I think you can meet anybody anywhere.
Yeah, you can meet anyone anywhere if you really like them. But that's crazy. It seems like he didn't really care about the consequences either. He's like, I'm willing to do whatever. I'll take the repercussions for this decision, as long as it doesn't include being with her any longer.
It sounds like this guy's losing
Yeah.
his mind. He's like, she drains me of all that I am.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it's hard to bring up breaking up with someone to them. I've never had to do that. I think in high school, like I always got dumped, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. I feel like that's less effort on me because I'm like, man, like it's a lot to like tell someone like, yeah, I don't like you anymore. And in high school, that's a lot more trivial. In the adult world, it's kind of like shit, dude, because like
Yeah.
you're an adult. But what do you think, Josh?
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to just overlook that last update. If I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
with
we
you.
can just jump to the update.
I think at this point, this guy's got to contact the authorities. I'm
Yeah.
keeping it honest. Like,
This bitch
look-
sounds like she's from you. Like she's great. Like
yeah. Look,
she will do anything for them to be together.
it's one thing about him saying that she has like, I guess, a sex tape they made together or some explicit stuff they exchanged.
Yeah.
It's one thing to threaten leaking that to people because that in itself is fucked up. And that's I think that's actually illegal. It's like revenge porn or something like that.
Yeah.
And you can't. I think
That's
legally,
defamation. That's
Yeah.
when you like you shit on someone's character.
I think you
and
could legally
publicly
get
expose
in
them.
trouble for that. If like,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So that's one thing. But I mean, that's still bad. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
then he brings up that she has his financial information and she's trying to leak it. Nick, just
That is like
imagine if your girlfriend threw up your credit card number, your debit card, all that, just throw it up on some form, like, hey, go crazy.
that would probably fuck you up, dude. That would fuck up my finances, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, first of all, she probably wouldn't even tell me about it. And this is all hypothetical. If you're listening, baby, I know you wouldn't do this.
This is hypothetical.
Yeah. No, that would fuck you up though, because like I'm sure she did it and didn't tell him anything. So people
Probably
are just
found out, like, what the fuck is going on?
he found out after the charges were on his card. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like that is.
And I don't mean to like say this as a meme, but like some women do everything but leave, bro. Like you need to understand when you're with someone that doesn't want to be with you,
Let me
and just
let me-
cut
let-
your losses.
Let me just say, because Nick
Don't
just
agree
said that.
with
I think that's funny.
yeah,
I also want to throw in some men do the same thing.
yeah,
This ain't
guys, yeah. Some guys do everything but leave too.
This
I'll-
ain't just
yeah,
this the women and just the
No,
men.
yeah.
Some people are just fucking insane.
yeah. This girl is obviously one of those cases. I feel bad this guy deleted his Reddit because we could leave the advice.
Yeah,
but
he must have pulled an Elijah, our friend Elijah, who just deleted
Yeah.
everything. This guy's just he's left
off the
no
grid.
no.
I mean, probably so she couldn't find him.
yeah,
He
hey,
probably
man.
just was living in the cabin by himself.
See what I would do, and
What-
it seems
what
like
would
he
you
might
do
have
if you
taken
were
this
him?
advice. He might have done this. I would delete everything I have online, erase every single possible trace of
Mm.
my existence online. You don't got to change your name. I don't. If you
No,
have a
yeah.
common name, then whatever. Like they're not gonna find you. Just go, and then I'm. Well, actually, he doesn't need to go anywhere, really, because it sounds like they were online and he flew to meet her.
Yeah.
So like, you don't even got to leave anywhere. Just I'm resetting my online footprint.
Mm.
I might not even be online for a while. I might just vibe in my own little town. Live as if it was the 70s or something.
Yeah. Pretend like phones don't exist.
Exactly. I mean, phones existed in the 70s, but
Good. I mean, like mobile phones.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But yeah, that would be my advice. And I'm thinking he might have had that
Yeah,
idea because
okay.
he deleted.
I don't know. I hope he's doing good because
I hope he is too.
I know it's just some random dude online asking for advice, but I feel bad for him, dude. It's such a shitty situation.
Oh, we didn't even touch on how she claims that she's pregnant.
Oh yeah, I heard you throw that in. She said that's cap.
It sounds like she did the thing where you're trying to break up and it's like, oh, I'm pregnant to like
Like-
get them to stay.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, just don't. You don't even gotta pay attention to that, man. She's capping.
Yeah. She make her take a test or something.
Yeah, if she's really throwing that card at you, like, and she's like, no, you're the father. I'll be like, hey, let's get
Let's
on
go
that
on-
one show.
Let's go on the Maury Povich show.
Yeah, let's go see what Murray got to say.
Murray. All
right.
All right. Next question.
Do you want me to throw one up or you got it?
I got another one.
All right.
This one is also from the Life Advice, and it's written by user maximum-discipline78. And this is a serious tag, is what he said.
Okay.
Should I buy an escort? I am a 23-year-old male and have been considering buying an escort for a while. I'm generally attractive but emotionally and psychologically incapable of being in a sexual relationship due to personal issues, and I cannot really get anyone to sleep with me casually. I have massive amounts of loose skin from being morbidly obese. I thought that was going somewhere else. Being morbidly obese at the age of 14 to 17. Not really looking for a pep talk or any other advice. I'm just wondering what the experience of buying a prostitute is like, and if it is something I should consider just to have the experience. Either way, I would probably wait until I graduate college so I have money. It really doesn't seem like a big deal to me. In my opinion, I think it should be legal. Has anyone had a bad experience with this mentality? So I don't know why he's asking about mentality of wanting to buy an escort. And he's also asking if he should buy an escort.
Okay.
I mean, right off the bat, I'll say, dude, if you really want to buy an escort, like, just do it. You don't need to go to the internet to debate. You know, dudes are going to come up and be like, bro, like, what are you doing? What do you think about this, Josh?
Man.
What are your first initial thoughts? This dude's 23 years old. He's still in college.
He's 23.
Yeah, he's a guy, and he's asking about buying an escort.
Okay. Damn. I mean, like, where do I begin?
Yeah, this is this sounds like something a high school kid would write.
You know, it sounds very like this guy's older than both of us when this was written.
That's a L.
And
this is a day ago, actually.
a day ago.
Yeah, this is a day ago.
So this guy's going through this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we should send him the link, reply to this subreddit.
Somebody, dude, that'd be awesome.
We should be, hey, listen to this. We answered your question, bro.
Yeah. Somebody said, just keep jerking off. You know what? That's good advice.
Look, okay, so let me go. I got a couple things to dive into. At one point he said something like he's mentally and like physically, like he doesn't
Yeah, psychologically, like
psychologically he can't.
I guess unready to.
I don't know if that just is code for he has no game,
Yeah.
or if he just physically like has something where he's just extremely like social anxiety type disorder going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what he means by that. If he has the social anxiety thing, I feel like that's still gonna hit you even with the prostitute there. Like
Yeah.
once they show up, you're still gonna be in a social situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be as awkward. If he's trying to just get some head, or
That's what it is.
if he's trying to just hit something, like he doesn't want a relationship or anything, I feel like Tinder might be easier. Like, I don't want. Okay, look, I don't know. I've never been on Tinder. I've never been on.
We have
any-
friends that are always on Tinder, and there are people that are DTF. Bro.
Exactly.
There
And
are people that are just on there to hook up.
It seems like that's what the app has become, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, that's not my scene. So I feel like this guy, I might not be the best to give this guy advice because
I
it
feel
seems
like
like
me
I'm
neither.
the antithesis to this guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my scene at all. So I would say to not do it. But I mean, I also am someone that just doesn't give a shit what people do. So if you want to go get a hooker and I love how he just throws in also at the end, like, my opinion, I think it should be legal.
Yeah.
Like we should have hookers like every street corner. Like what's the problem?
That's like a freaking philosophy question. We don't even need to touch on that.
Yeah, I just think it's funny how we threw it in. But yeah, look, man, if you want to do it, just go ahead and do it.
If it's legal in your area too.
It's
like
not,
don't
Is it I don't think it's legal anywhere.
No.
Yeah, so
I think that no, I don't
It's
know.
not
There's some
legal.
countries where it's legal,
Some-
which is
yeah, yeah.
outrageous. But I don't know. I think in what
Vegas.
the fuck is that place called? Not Vegas. It's Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam, they literally
Prostitution-
have the red light
Yeah,
district.
it's legal. They have an entire like part of the city where it's legalized.
And you just walk down and they just have girls
Yeah.
standing in red.
I've heard since it's legal there, like there's actually laws in place to protect women. Like it's a lot more safer and like because like it's legal. So like
hey man,
they
look,
can
just
have
go move to
systems.
Amsterdam.
Just go to Amsterdam. Yeah, go
Actually,
to
don't even move there.
Amsterdam.
Take a trip there.
Yeah, if I were you, man,
Honest-
take a trip to Amsterdam with your friends if you got any, and just chill there.
Just go crazy
Yeah.
at Amsterdam, man. Like that. It sounds like that's all you need, and
They like people that are foreigners too.
they do.
Like-
I mean,
like,
I'm
"Ooh,
sure. Actually, I'm sure they
Americans."
just like the money.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, just do that, I guess.
yeah,
That's my advice.
yeah. That's what I would do, and see how you feel afterwards, bro, and sit with it. Because maybe you're not looking for like physical intimacy. Because relationships, I feel like it's looking for something deeper.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually,
And-
another thing, because he mentioned something about having loose skin because he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, so I could see maybe he feels insecure.
I could see that. So maybe that's why he wants to have it with someone random that he'll never see again in his life because like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like, this is what they just do for a living.
Yeah,
But that also begs the question: is this guy a virgin then? Because if you're a virgin, that's a whole nother question. Like, should your first time be with someone you're paying?
I
do
mean,
you
all
think?
he says is, "I cannot really get anyone to sleep with me casually."
So I guess he's a
Um,
virgin.
And I don't want to. I'm just throwing this out there because he was morbidly obese from 14 to 17. That's a lot of a big chunk of his high school.
I mean, that's the
career.
time when everybody's like not pretty much sleeping with everybody. In high
Yeah,
school.
that's the time when you should grow up, man. Like, just grow up and just work on yourself. Let's, for the sake of the argument, let's assume that.
For the sake of the argument.
And if that is the case, I would not. My answer was don't sleep with the escort, anyways. 'Cause
Yeah,
you don't,
yeah.
your first time. I don't know. For me, I feel like it should be someone that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
That you feel like will, help you like through the process of like trying to figure the whole shit out. Because that's how it be. But you don't want it to be with somebody random. Because, yeah, maybe you'll remember like the time you lost your virginity to an escort. But I guarantee you she will not give a shit. It's probably like the 10th dude's virginity she took, depending on the escort. Yeah, just don't do it.
Yeah,
I would not.
If it was my own personal advice, I would say to not do it. But if you want to do it, bro, go for it. I don't care.
Yeah, just put yourself in the shoes of like if you're your dad or your mom. Like, would you want your kid sleeping with an escort? Probably not. And that's where we're standing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
What's the next thing? Is this
the
is
next
one
question.
mine?
Yeah, going over to you. What you got?
Oh man, this is a good one. This one might be the last one too, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is a this is a doozy.
A
So-
doozy.
I'm marrying my former teacher.
Oh.
So
God.
the girl writing this. Oh, this is also from user fit_pomegranate 6321 posted a day ago.
Okay.
Hello, Fit Pomegranate. She is 33 years old. She's marrying her former teacher who is 42 years old and male. She said, I don't know how to tell my parents. She says, I was 15 when we met and honestly didn't like him at all. He was just my math teacher. He seemed immature. It was his second year of teaching, and I was already dating someone from high school. He really didn't cross my mind for the next 15 years. So she was 15 at the time, so until she was 30.
Whoa.
I went to college and I graduated with a business degree and I got my DBA by the time I turned 28. I now work at a pretty nice company and I'm completely self-sufficient. I really love what I do. I've had a few boyfriends since college, but I wasn't looking for anything serious because of how busy I was. 3 years ago, almost to the day, I was at a coffee shop and I spotted my old teacher. I went up to him to say hi and he bought me a coffee and we started talking about life. We ended up talking for 4 hours. He was captivating, charming, and mature. He had quit teaching and started working for a government contractor. He was completely different from 15 years earlier. I immediately fell for him. It was hard to admit my feelings to myself because, of course, a former student/teacher relationship is taboo. We started dating, and 2 weeks ago he proposed. I am over the moon. If I had told 15-year-old me that I would one day get engaged to my math teacher, I would have looked at you like you were crazy, but I can't help who I fell in love with. For context, he's formally married and he has 2 kids. They parted ways amicably because they got married young and fell out of love. I am on good terms with his ex-wife, and we have already had conversations about how I will fit into their family. She has suggested some good books on step parenting, and I have put in a lot of effort to be the best I can be for the kids. I value my career, and my fiance respects that. Our wedding is in 2023 in the fall. I feel like everything is going well. However, my parents don't know. I experienced horrific abuse from my mother when I was a teen. I dated someone behind her back when I was in high school. He was in the same school/grade as me, and when she found out, she told everyone in my family that I was a slut. She beat me, called me names, and scream cried over the fact that I had a boyfriend. She said I was worthless and that I was going to hell. She locked me in my room and starved me. I was a few months from turning 18 and going to college, so there was nothing I could do because I was a minor. I unsuccessfully attempted, and after years of therapy, I finally came to terms with what had happened. I told my mom that I would never involve her in any relationships I had from that day on. I included my dad in this because he didn't stand up to her to help me. We still talk from time to time. I am close with my dad, and I told both of them I was dating someone. but not who. I'm debating even inviting my mom, but that would mean cutting all ties, and I don't know if I'm ready to do that. I am best friends with my siblings, and they already know and are supportive. But how do I break the news to my parents? What if they judge me? I know my mom will say nasty things. I'm scared to hear it. Scene.
Bro, first off, you got with the math teacher
She did.
out of everyone. I mean, it's better than
Why
the
didn't
gym
you mess
coach.
with the biology teacher?
I know, dude. The biology teacher getting the money.
Physics?
dude. I know.
Sheesh.
Okay, that was a lot to unpack.
Yeah, I'm going to let you
I was just
go into this because
sitting
I just
there.
spoke for like 2 minutes straight on all that.
Okay,
A lot
so
of context was given.
first off, I do not think that it is a taboo thing because they did not engage in the relationship when she was in high school. I think it's just a fact of, by coincidence, they attended the same school while he was a teacher and she was a student. And it said that she had no attraction to him back then, right?
No,
was
she
just a
said it
student.
was just like, that's just my teacher.
Yeah. Okay. And now she was 28, and I guess they met in the city she was in. And did they say how long they were dating before he proposed to her?
She said it's been 3 years, almost to the day. So
Oh,
they've been
wow.
dating for 3 years. It's been
Okay.
3 years since the coffee shop incident.
Okay. So I don't really have a problem at all with them being former teacher student. I don't think that's an issue at all. I don't think it's too soon that they're rushing into the relationship because I think minimum 2 or 3 years is like how long you should be together with someone before you consider proposing or like thinking about those steps.
Yeah.
So everything's good there. I guess the part that she's kind of asking for advice for is her mom, who seems a little bit, I just don't want to call her crazy because I don't know the context of how she was brought up or if she has any mental illnesses or anything. But that is pretty rough that your mom, treated you like that just when you were dating in high school, which I feel like, is something everyone kind of experiences. Some people even date back as early as middle school.
Yeah.
But man, if you really want your mom to go to the wedding, so let's address this issue. There's no problem with the relationship you guys have or how fast you're moving. You would have to tell her pretty much the context of everything. I would just be 100% truthful and not cut out slices of the truth, because if you just tell her everything and how it is, then there really isn't anything that can hurt you or be used against you. You know what I mean? Maybe from past experiences, she's not going to give you the answer you want to hear, like, oh, like I'm supportive of this marriage. Doesn't seem like she's been supportive of relationships in the past, but I would just tell her everything and then give her a chance to explain herself. And if your mom doesn't want to go to your wedding, yeah, that's kind of a heartbreaking thing, but I don't know, maybe you're better off without a toxic family member at your wedding, because she sounds like she's in love with this guy. And if she wants to have a nice wedding, then maybe you're better off with a toxic family member not there. And it's nice that your dad is supportive and your siblings. So that's good, and at least you'll have them there. What do you have to say, dude? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
The situation isn't as bad as I thought it would be.
yeah, I mean, from the get-go, it sounds like it's something weird, but I do think that I'm one of the people that I don't think age gaps are weird at a certain point.
Mm-mm.
I think it's only weird when someone's still very young. Like if there was someone our age dating someone who is in their like mid 30s, I think that's weird, especially 40.
Yeah.
I think that's weird because we're still we're adults legally and by age and all that, by definition.
Yes.
But I still feel like a lot of people our age are still figuring stuff out. We're still young. We're still
Yeah.
like, if you just turn 18, you're just officially an adult. I still feel like you can be taken advantage of by someone that's way older than you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I think with this circumstance, she's already graduated high school. She's got a career. She's in her third. She's like 30 now.
Yeah, she said she's like self-sufficient.
She's now 33, so that means they met when she was 30.
Okay.
She graduated at 28, so she had 2 years after she graduated to work, and then they met when she's 33 now, so they met when she was 30, which means the age gap, she's 33, he's 42, that's 9 years. So they met when she was 30, and he would be 39.
Yes.
So it's a 9-year difference. I think if you're in your 30s, at that point, 9, everyone's kind of in the same boat. Everyone's 30. you
Yeah.
know. I don't personally see an issue with that. I feel like I would only see an issue if she was like maybe like only just got her bachelor's or something.
Yeah.
And she's like 23, 24. At that point, it's like, okay, it's pretty kind of
Super young.
yeah. But none of that is an issue for me.
No.
The thing of me is like I think the mom, with what she said, sounds like the mom has had some issues in the past with her relationships.
Yeah, she sounds like super controlling and like
she does
psychologically, what's the word? I guess torturing someone.
manipulative.
Manipulative. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if she wants to forgive her mom for that, she says she came to terms with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if she has it in her heart to invite her mom despite what she might be scared of, it sounds like she does want to at least attempt, because she wouldn't be asking all this advice if she didn't at least want to attempt this. So I would say just extend the olive branch. If your mom doesn't accept, it is what it is. You tried. It might hurt, but at the end of the day, you're happy. If your mom doesn't want to share in that happiness, that's her loss.
Okay.
And that's my advice.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with Josh's advice. If you really want to go to the extremes, maybe go to like therapy before you guys I guess tie the knot with your fiance. Like go to therapy with your mom and try to figure it out. But at the end of the day, if a person is not willing to have their opinion changed or is not open-minded, then you're not going to change their mind at all.
Yeah.
So I would just not put energy towards that part of your life.
Yeah. So I think
Is that all of them?
that's all I have.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to end it there. That one was pretty. I kind of want to do a funny one.
You want to end it on a funny one?
Let me skim really quick the life advice. Okay. Ooh, that's a long one. Okay, here, I got one. So this is by user Neurotic Girl. How do I fight back or defend myself when I get attacked? This is emotional advice. So
Okay.
in school, when my classmates used to play around, they would hit me accidentally or sometimes they did purposely because I was weird. Jeez. And I was too unbothered, so I didn't react with anger or cry, and people assume I didn't feel anything, so they did not even bother to apologize. The thing is, I end up feeling sad or angry the next day. I don't even feel like sad or angry about the actual incident. It's the fact that they didn't apologize, or they think I'm so inhuman that they can just hit me. So this has followed me into adulthood, and a man threw a water bottle at me, and I slowly had to fake an angry reaction and threw the water bottle back. For me, it was... Okay, it's horrible grammar. For me, it was he didn't throw something deadly. Okay, I'm a girl, by the way, so when men hurt me, people will judge you by how you react in this situation. I guess they're just asking for how to stand up for themselves, because it sounds like he was kind of bullied around in school a little bit. What do you think, Josh?
I mean, it sounds a little odd. I don't want to dissect the person asking advice, but it sounds to me like they don't get angry when they are hit. It seems like they're more
Yeah, like someone bumps into you and you're just like, oh.
they're not affected by
They're
it. It
nonchalant.
seems like they're more affected by the fact of someone not apologizing for it. But also, where is she at where a guy is just randomly throwing a water bottle at her?
Yeah, I know. It's like, skank! Just throws a water
Like, what happened? Is she at Walmart and someone just chucks a bottle
That
at her?
could happen at Walmart. I feel like that's some shit that would randomly happen at a Walmart.
I don't know. I'm kind of confused
weird
by what's
wording.
going on.
If I was her, if you're in a public situation, like it's not your friends, because like, yeah, your friends can like fuck around with you and you know, like, okay, that's my friend just messing with me. But if you're in public and someone's like messing with you, she's a girl, so it's a different situation than a dude, because dudes can kind of just be like, dude, fuck off, or like, you know, you can tell someone to like
Yeah.
step off or get out of your face. But I think it can change. You would just have to change your demeanor. Like, if someone's being an asshole, and you really feel the need to like speak up or say something to them, then you can just say it to their face. Because I feel like,
Just tell this guy to fuck off.
yeah, just tell someone to fuck off. Like,
Honestly, that's the
it's-
best advice I can give you.
yeah, it's simple advice because people, I feel like a lot of people in public, they like to just stray away from conflict. You know, like people will put on a front like, oh man, like I'm a tough dude. But I feel like in real situations, if you just approach someone with like, I guess, confidence and like, but also while remaining cool, not like losing your shit.
Yeah.
If you're just cool, calm, and collected, and you tell someone like, dude, like that's stupid, like get out of my face. Most of the time, I think that they'll probably listen to you,
Yeah,
or they'll just react like so.
Yeah, I think what you said is correct. I feel like most people that have nothing better to do with their lives than to do shit like this to others, I think they are doing it to get the reaction out of somebody.
Yeah,
So if you don't give them like a crazy reaction, but like if you still say like, bro, the fuck you doing?
yeah,
Like, if you're like so nonchalant about it, like dude, just fuck off, bro.
yeah.
Like if you're like that, they're gonna end up being like, damn, what am I doing?
Yeah, they're just like, oh,
Like, what the
shit.
fuck am I doing out here?
Yeah, I can say like if you're in like a really big social setting, maybe like a party, if someone like bumps into you and
Drop
like,
kick his ass.
yeah, you don't gotta go crazy, but I feel like you can use it to your leverage if you just like embarrass the person, especially like in front of everyone, because I don't know. So I feel like it's because she's a girl, but especially with dudes, like if a dude bumps into another guy at a party, of course they're gonna get in each other's faces because they gotta prove they the alpha. I don't know why that's the mindset, but just keep your cool and just learn to stand up for yourself. I think it also kind of comes from like, okay, you should love yourself and respect yourself, and if someone doesn't treat you like that out in public, then just stand up for yourself. I feel like it's easy to say and it's kind of hard to do, but just tell them to fuck off, man.
Yeah, just say fuck off. Like that's all. That's the only 2 words you need.
Yeah, and
It's so simple. It's to the point.
works every time.
It's honestly it is. That's my best advice. Do that, and
Yeah.
you good.
Yeah, honestly, and I feel like it's more to the advantage when girls say it, because like
Oh yeah.
guys, you kind of expect them to get physical, but girls, like, no dude's gonna like hit a girl in public. They're gonna get their ass beat by like a bunch of other dudes that are standing up for them. So if you're a girl, words are power, and just stand up for yourself. And if you do it enough times, then you'll have social confidence. And
Yeah, you got. You just.
hopefully people don't throw water bottles at you.
Yeah, that's already fucked
maybe
up in
maybe
itself.
try to catch it next time or something. I don't know.
Oh,
That'd
that'd be kind of cool if you just catch it.
Yeah,
and
it's like,
they're.
yeah, just like Matt Murdock.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, I
Yeah.
think that's our advice for this episode.
Yep.
I hope everybody solves their issues and gets through it with the best circumstances.
Yeah. I hope you take our advice with a grain of salt, but maybe also think about it, because I feel like I gave some pretty decent advice.
Follow Nick's advice to the T, so if it
That-
fails,
no.
you can comment and blame it all on him.
No. Look, all that advice I just said, I'm gonna end it with this. Hey, I don't know though.
But
I don't know.
what do I
That's-
know?
That's just me.
Well,
Yeah, what do I know?
that's just me, though.
What do I know?
That's just me, though.
That's the freaking. You can use that in court.
Hey, but I don't know, though.
Your Honor, I said I don't know though. Like,
Exactly.
This person. All right, I
Yeah.
think that's the
Yeah, that's good.
the life advice episode.
All right,
Let's wrap it up.
we might do this again. If you guys ever need life advice, just hit us up. Join the Discord. Write us on Twitter. Comment on this video if you're watching on YouTube. Comment on a post on Instagram or Twitter. Comment somewhere and literally just ask us anything. And we will, if it's crazy enough, if it's funny enough, you can, I don't even care if you make up a story.
Yeah,
I will cover it.
We'll
We will
answer
cover it on here.
we'll answer it.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. As always, make sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube.
Mhm.
Follow if you're listening anywhere else. Leave a 5-star review or any star review. We'd love to see the reviews. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Goodbye.